Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is scalar and vector. So today I am going to start an introduction about scalar and vector quantities, starting with the physical quantities. What is physical quantities? Physical quantities are the quantities, means all the measurable quantities are called physical quantities. Like we are having all the quantities like force, mass, time, temperature, everything. So basically physical quantities are based on two things: unit as well as direction. Unit and as well as direction. Let me write here. The unit is comprised of three things, that is based or fundamental quantity, drive quantity, and supplementary quantity. And direction is basically based on scalar quantity, vector quantity, and tensor quantity. In direction we study about three quantities, that is scalar quantities, vector quantities, as well as tensor quantity. So what is physical quantity? All the measurable quantities are called physical quantities. So physical quantity is, we are going to discuss the direction one. So it is divided into three portions: scalar quantity, the vector quantity, as well as tensor quantity. Firstly, we will be talking about, so basically scalar quantities are all those quantities which are completely specified on the basis of magnitude. Of its magnitude, that is called scalar quantities. Means all those quantities which are completely specified on the basis of its magnitude is called scalar quantities. So basically magnitude is based on two things: numerical values as well as units. It is based on two things. For example, if you are going to a shop, you said to a shopkeeper that give me a 50 kg rice. So this 50 is actually a numerical value, and this kg is actually the unit. So this is actually called the magnitude, means it is a scalar quantity. So there are many examples of scalar quantity. Let us discuss some. Like we are having the important one, we are having work. Example: work, speed, length, mass, time, energy, number of moles, density, as well as temperature, and many more. So these are some examples of scalar quantity. So let us repeat, what is scalar quantity? It is all those quantities which are completely specified on its magnitude. On the basis of its magnitude is called scalar quantity. Now talking about the second quantity, that is a vector quantity. What is vector quantity? Vector quantity is the quantity having magnitude vector addition. In our previous classes till metric, we have discussed that what is vector quantity. It is a quantity having magnitude plus direction. But from first year, like there is the addition of one point, that is the law of vector addition. So what is vector quantity? It is the quantity having a magnitude, direction, as well as the law of vector addition. For example, we are having velocity, acceleration, displacement. And now talking about another quantity, that is a tensor quantity. What is tensor quantity? It is the quantity having magnitude plus direction, but it does not obey the law of vector addition. As we have discussed that in vector quantity, there is the additional of point, the law of vector addition. It is having the quantity having magnitude, direction plus the law of vector addition. But tensor quantity is a quantity having a magnitude plus direction, but it is the scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity because it does not obey the law of vector addition. Now, for example, we are having pressure, current, voltage, resistance, and many more. Taking the example of pressure, so basically pressure having a magnitude, that is 760 torr, and it have a direction that is towards downward. So that is actually a tensor quantity, the quantity having a magnitude plus direction. It have a magnitude as well as the direction, so it is a tensor quantity.
So the first question is, which of the following is an example of a vector quantity? So the options, the temperature, mass and volume, these are actually the scalar quantities. So the correct option will be the velocity because it has both magnitude as well as direction. So we know that what is vector quantity. It is the quantity having magnitude plus direction plus having a law of vector addition. Second question, they are asking which of the following is a physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction. So it is basically a vector quantity that has both magnitude and direction. Third question is, force is a vector quantity. Is it true or false? So basically force has both magnitude and direction. So the quantity having both magnitude and direction is called a vector quantity. Therefore force is a vector quantity. Fourth, we are having an example of a scalar quantity is, so it would be speed, because displacement, velocity and other, they comes in a vector quantity. So speed is basically a scalar quantity. Another question, that displacement is a scalar quantity, vector quantity, based or derived. So it is basically a vector quantity. Another question we are having, these all, dash is a basically a vector, mass, distance, torque or